Hi everyone, my name is Nicolas and I run a marketing agency that helps people, so mainly e-commerce, setting high ticket health products and personal injury attorneys to get more high quality leads for their businesses. This is all thanks to BMI, and I wanted to share my experience of what's been going on, how did I join, and what it's like after everything that I've learned from it. I joined BMI about 1 year and a half, actually 2 years ago. I had no prior experience in business. I was still in my third year of college and I had signed up to a couple of online money-making masterminds. And I had a couple of clients that I acquired through door-to-door. It was a happy feeling when I first signed them because that was kind of a limiting belief that I already had to scrape off. But what I realized is that it wasn't scalable, wasn't something that I could do long term and I could do from anywhere that I wanted, because one of the main things that I did want to do was travel with the business and make enough money to be able to do this consistently. Funny thing is, when I joined the other masterminds, this is something that I decided to do with one of my friends who joined other masterminds, and we tested, and after a couple of months we came together and talked about the pros and cons of each of our masterminds. Lucky enough for me, he joined BMI, and after the couple of months with my client that I acquired, as I mentioned, door to door, it was starting to get stressful. I was basically freelancing for them full time, and there were a lot of downsides to that in terms of having limited revenue, limited community-like environment that I could refer to if I had any questions. Basically, he told me about his experience with BMI, how he was already closing sales online and running his business online and not having to do door-to-door sales or having to walk or commute to work every day. Basically, I decided to take the money that I acquired from the first client ever that I got from the other mastermind through of like doing marketing for people, and I joined BMI. After joining BMI, one of the main things they do actually is they crush your limiting beliefs. They tell you exactly what needs to be done for you to get your online business started as soon as possible. And they give you the tools to make sure that this business is successful as quickly as possible. And the way they do that is they give you the proper mindsets. They tell you the proper tools, material or non-material, so mindset-wise, and to be able to achieve your goals. And the main thing that they teach you also is sales. And sales can be misinterpreted as something bad, but sales is actually is all about clear communication, about a great service that you can provide and bring value to other people's lives and businesses. That's the main thing that I've learned from BMI. That's the most valuable thing that I've ever learned from any masterminds or anything that I've done, school-wise or educational-wise. So I'm very grateful for that. As I mentioned beforehand, I was stressed. I was commuting to work. I had limited options in terms of how much clients I could get. But with the new systems that BMI had taught me, I was able to sign clients online. I could work from anywhere, and that basically changed my life in terms of being flexible. I could start traveling. So within 3 months, I was making a steady 3.5K per month, and basically from there, I was starting to travel. I met a couple of other people from BMI. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate about this community, is that this community is very bonded in terms of having the same kind of mindsets, in terms of you want to be spontaneous, you want to be independent, you want to be able to outdo yourself every day, not just business-wise, but fitness-wise, and putting yourself out of your comfort zone and giving it your best, whatever you do in life. I got the chance to travel and meet with those people, eat with them, live with them, and do a lot of cool stuff with them. Besides the course contents and, the incredible value that you can get from calls. So it's not just a course content kind of mastermind, and it's all about community, but it's basically they give you course content about sales, about various products that you can sell online, but also you get a lot of help in terms of training calls, coaching calls. Every week, I think we have a dozen of them on a weekly basis that basically eliminates every limiting belief that you have, every excuse that you have for you to take action to be able to grow your business, to achieve your financial goals, and be able to get to where you want to be. Basically, 6 months from now, a year from now, I would have never dreamt of, being in the position that I'm at the moment. BMI actually gave me the tools to be where I'm at. So I work with people who are all over the world, so mostly in the US at the moment. I've worked with a couple of people in Australia and a couple of people in the UK. It's difficult to explain when you transition from the mindset of being a freelancer to a business owner, where you feel more in control. You want to take more healthy, calculated risk, not just in business, but also in life, like challenging yourself, doing some public speaking, trying a new workout, which sounds silly, but it actually makes a difference in the long run. And on a more macro scale, that's what BMI does for me. And if I ever lose motivation at any point, for example, I can always hop on a call, catch up with a couple of friends that I have on BMI. Like we're basically a big family. Any business questions that I have are answered. If I just want to hang out, that's cool as well. That's my honest review of BMI. And if you are like me, where I was 2 years ago, where you have goals of traveling the world, being financially free, and having the tools to actually make things happen. Like my number one advice to you would be to take the steps to join BMI, because that's kind of the best decision ever that I made for myself. So hope this has been helpful, and cheers. Hope to see you in the groups.